This week on the MMO Report, BioWare shows off progressive Jedi fashion in Star Wars The Old Republic. Just when I thought we'd hit the quota of hoodies and capes after PAX East. Also, Rift details their first post-launch update, and World of Warcraft fans respond by complaining in all caps and running Icecrown Citadel for the 15th time. And finally, somebody unearths a photograph of me from over 5 years ago in Uncle Casey's mailbag. Thankfully, I've aged quite well. Stocking up on our vitamin D, this is the MMO Report. Hello, and welcome to the MMO Report, the last line of defense before you get to the creepy part of Hollywood. I'm your host, Casey Schreiner, and to all of you that were suckered into buying a ticket to Sucker Punch this weekend, my deepest sympathies. I mean, seriously, how can a movie about hot girls in skimpy outfits fighting dragons, mechs, and robot samurai have turned out so bad? Oh yeah, because you need a script first. Better luck next time, guy. Thanks to Massively's finest, we finally have information about the MMO TV show tie-in that Tryon Worlds and the Sci-Fi Channel have been teasing for what seems like years. Called Defiance, this cross-media project is described as a, quote, new entertainment franchise that will seamlessly pair a primetime series with an online video game, unquote. Details on the setting and gameplay are non-existent, but according to the promotional teases we've been hearing since 2009, both the game and television series will have events that bleed into each other, allowing the outcome in one form of media to affect the progression in the other. Defiance is scheduled to release sometime later this year and could possibly come to the Xbox 360. That is, if the entire sci-fi audience doesn't get distracted by Sharktopus vs. Mansquito. It's a great movie. Thanks to a new trailer for Star Wars The Old Republic, BioWare has once again convinced me to roll a Jedi, along with the 5 other alts I have plans for. Seriously, guys, you're killing me here. Focusing on the progression of a suspiciously Shriner-esque Jedi Knight, this new video shows how a young Padawan with nothing more than a wooden stick and a pair of pajamas can become a super badass Jedi Guardian or a dual-wielding Jedi Sentinel. Beyond the obvious aesthetic progression, we also get our first look at lightsaber construction, some higher-level lightsaber gymnastics, and a small peek at this particular Jedi's R2 unit companion. Even though this new trailer is a prime example of why everyone will want to fight for balancing the Force, I'm sure a bunch of you are going to roll a Sith just to be contrary. Specifically, anyone who currently has an undead as their main, or harvested all the little sisters. You people scare me. While Rift continues to pick up small bites from WoW's lunch, and to sweeten the pot even more, Tryon is about to release their first post-launch update for the game. River of Souls will pit players against the most powerful sorceress in the land, Elsbeth the Discordant, and a forthcoming invasion from the Rift of Death, which is probably just as friendly as it sounds. The undead annexation of Talara will take place over the course of the month of April, but only the most powerful players will be able to take Elsbeth down and put an end to wandering destruction. Oh, and you'll also find items that turn you into a zombie, and if you're lucky, a ghost horse mount. And you're still playing WoW. Why? CCP is still keeping quiet about Dust 514, their announced MMO FPS that takes place in the EVE Online universe. But at last week's EVE FanFest, they showed off a cinematic trailer that gives an example of how they plan to integrate the two vastly different styles of gameplay into one cohesive world. At this point, this is just a pre-viz concept, but if executed properly, this could become a come-to-Jesus moment for the online PC gaming industry. By creating a seamless, evolving universe at war that is just as engaging and dynamic for boots-on-the-ground soldiers as it is for the eye in the sky calling the shots, CCP could become the most important MMO developer in the industry. Or they could get stuck in development hell, continue to talk about their technology's potential for the next 3 years, and then scrap the project entirely. But hey, I'm not one to speculate. The ArenaNet blog continues to drip tidbits about their awesome upcoming MMO Guild Wars 2, and most recently detailed a new NPC race, the frog people known as Hylek. The Hylek are a tribal people with a strong tendency for war and conquest. Raised to be brutal survivalists, these warrior amphibian humanoids often engage in tribal conflicts that end with one side being completely wiped out. Since Hyleks are born with deadly poison glands, they're some of the most talented and sought-after alchemists in Tyria. ArenaNet, I know they're sentient, but you better make it possible to have a Hylek warrior as a pet. Hyper-aggressive, poisonous warrior frog people make my nerd hard. And now, because the Postal Service is dead to me, it's time for Uncle Casey's mailbag. First up is David, who's from Spain, so he appropriately wrote his email in Spanish. I couldn't understand a word of it, but he included a picture of this innovative ham-carving device. So for that, David, we say, GOAL! Then there's Aaron, who wanted to make sure that I knew even BioWare was a fan of my beard, and claims the Jedi in the new SWTOR video we showed this week was obviously modeled after yours truly. Aaron, I appreciate the thought, but you got it all wrong. My facial hair spans all time and space, and before the formation of the Republic, I showed Jedi monks how to use a Norelco beard trimmer. And the rest, as they say, is history. And finally, I'm truly impressed with this submission from Dale. This king of internet sleuths found a picture of myself and Kevin Pereira in a random gallery of QuakeCon 2005 photos. Note the worry-free brow, the fresh-faced innocence, and how Kevin looks exactly the same. Dale, I must thank you for this unexpected window into my past and the unwelcome reminder of my progressing physical degradation. But you still win for this week. Keep those psychotropic flashbacks coming to the MMO Report at G4TV.com, and I'll keep filing them away in my permanent personnel record. And because it's howdy doody time, we're going to sign off. Don't forget we go live every Thursday afternoon at G4TV.com/MMO, so make a post about it on Reddit or something. Go for gamers. So until next week, I'm Casey Schreiner. This is the MMO Report, and I'll apologize if I seem unenthusiastic this week, but as you can probably tell, I'm suffering from a severe sinus infection coupled with some nasty postnasal drip. Our cameraman has had a fever for 2 weeks, and our writer is hungover from 2 spicy cucumber margaritas. What an because it's just pretty girls who have no character or background, so like I couldn't tell any of them apart other than one was Asian.
Physiology, is that like how fizzy a soda is?
Yes, Paul.
The science, right?
It is. You get an A on this assignment.
Thank you for
Now go to the back of the class with your crayons and don't bother the rest of the students.